Welcome back to True Vine Talks with Rachel and Linda. We are happy you're joining us today to listen to a topic that's pretty near and dear to my heart, and that would be self-care. What types of self-care work for you? What types of self-care that we as counselors incorporate in our daily life to be our best for you? And, what was the other question, Rachel, we were asking about?
How to know when you're running on empty and it's definitely time for some self-care. The signs and symptoms that you're not getting enough.
Oh, yeah, that's good. So where do you want to start? You want to start with signs and symptoms of, you need to do something now.
Sure, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when do you know you're running out of emotional and physical energy?
First of all, I feel really tired.
Tired?
I just want to be left alone. I don't want anyone to bother me. I get a little cranky.
Yeah.
Just not feeling my usual self. Not able to give as much as I want or need to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. So, to our listeners, what you think that they experience the same things that we're talking about?
Maybe. I think people, can feel cranky, tired, don't have any energy.
Yeah, totally. If you notice, for me, it's like I just start, I get short with people. I'm rude to my kid. I'm frustrated, and I'm just not, I don't know, I just don't feel good. I feel drained. I'll feel like my energy level, my body just starts to go down, and it had nothing to do with what I ate.
Yeah.
It's just, and I'm like, why am I feeling like this? I'm just like dragging. And I think that that's when our bodies are saying, hey, I need a break.
Yeah. Running on fumes here.
What are we doing? And you don't even know that you've maybe gotten to a place where you stop taking care of your own physical or emotional needs, mental breaks.
And I think it's a really common problem these days because you have a significant other, or you have a family, or maybe you have to take care of a parent that's not in good health, or a grandparent, and you've got your job, and if your kids need taken here, there, and somewhere else, all of those things come before yourself.
Oh, yeah. And so for a lot of people, and those are all good points, it's hard to, how do I take care of all of these people and my job and still take care of me?
And is it selfish to, put myself first when I've got, my partner, my kids, my parents, my job?
Mm-hmm. Right. And what emotion comes up for a lot of women, in particularly, when they take some time to maybe get a pedicure, massage, a hair did? What emotion comes up for women?
Guilt. I feel so guilty. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't believe I'm, spending this money on the, when my kid needs, baseball outfit or whatever. And, I'm, using up this time when I could be doing laundry and.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So I should be doing laundry versus getting my hair did. Mm-hmm. I should be, helping my kid with a homework assignment versus, taking a hot bath. Mm-hmm. And I should be asking my spouse, significant other, what they, how they're doing and how can I help them and be there for them. And I'm exhausted, right? So what do we say to the, ourselves and other people about that?
I like the empty cup scenario.
Yeah?
if your cup is empty, you have nothing to pour into others. You know, if you don't take care of yourself and rejuvenate and, you know, fix yourself, help yourself, you know, regain that energy, be happier, then what is there left to give? You can't take care of others if you're not taking care of yourself.
I like that analogy. That's a good analogy.
Thanks.
I think that's true of being a good steward of your temple, your body. Like what you're saying is, if I am out there, you know, hitting the pavement right away for, you know, taking my kids to school, you know, making sure their lunch is packed, and maybe even I packed my husband's lunch or my, you know, and get a load of laundry in, and, you know, and I didn't even, you know, do one thing for myself, I'm going to feel some resentment for people around me, maybe.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like, oh man, I've been running all day for these people.
Yeah. Give.
Yeah. And like you said, I'm running on fumes and my cup is half full and I'm so scattered. And what did I need to do maybe different that day if I'm running for everybody else, doing for everybody else? What would have helped me?
Doing something that you enjoy for yourself. And it doesn't have to be extravagant. It can be something very simple.
Yeah.
Something that takes 5 minutes.
Right. And so that's what we're kind of getting to is self-care. You know, so what could I do for myself, you know, in the morning before I start doing for everybody else? What can I do for myself? Or what will we advise our clients to do for themselves in the morning?
You can set aside some time to just, you know, enjoy your cup of coffee and, you know, open a window, you know, push the curtains back, watch the sunrise. I have a bird feeder out on my deck, and I love in the morning. That's something that I do. It's just very simple. I drink my coffee and I watch the birds come to the bird feeder and they sing, and I just sit on the couch and it's so peaceful.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Bird watching. So
yeah.
That's sort of a mindful exercise you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're just being present in the moment.
Yeah.
And what do you feel after watching the birds? Like, what do you feel inside?
I just feel calm, content. I'm ready for the day.
Yeah. Sets the tone for your day?
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
I like that. So for me, it's like I will get up, meditate on some scriptures, you know, do a little prayer, and then I like to hit the pavement with a jog or a good workout in the mornings. Prior to doing for everyone else, I try to set the tone for myself.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm gonna treat myself nice. Like you said, pour some water into my cup before I start pouring into my clients, before I start pouring into my family and friends, because if I didn't do one nice thing for me, why would I do anything nice for them? Right?
Hey, and that's not selfish.
Thank
Not
you.
selfish.
And how is that not selfish?
Because you deserve to be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't love and be kind to yourself, why should anyone else love and be kind to you?
Right. That's good. So, you know, we want to encourage our listeners, and, you know, here at True Vine, we try to teach, you know, self-care and making that a part of your daily life. And you don't have to be running for 4 miles. I know I'm a little extreme or whatever. It can be like, you know, Rachel's approach is to sit and watch the birds, sip on her coffee, and just mindfully embrace nature. And that's being kind to herself. What are some other like daily self-care techniques that we think is important for ourselves and our clients?
For every day.
daily kind of rituals.
Yeah. I mean, I like having that morning routine. I have like a little evening routine as well, where I'll do some like yoga before bed and just kind of wind down. Helps me get good sleep.
Sleep.
Yeah, sleep in and of itself is self-care. Making sure that you get enough.
Yeah, absolutely. So, your day, like once you get home from work, you may, have a little dinner with your significant other, your family, and then you might, do some yoga, wind down. And, hey, TV can be okay. I mean, a little show or a movie might get you away from your reality.
Totally.
What kind of gets people out of their reality? What do you think helps people kind of detach from stressors of life?
I think TV, movies, reading a book, for some people playing video games.
Yeah.
Music.
Definitely. And when you read a book, I know we like to read all these psychology books, right?
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Theories and techniques.
We're nerds here at Truvine. We're nerds. However, studies show reading a book about fantasy like Harry Potter, Twilight, just, Lord of the Rings, fantasy kind of gets you into an imaginative state. I'm not saying that word right, but a creative state of mind can rest your mind. And you do need to detach from your own reality and the stressors of daily life.
Yeah.
So we would encourage, take some time in the evening to sort of detach from daily stressors. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let
yourself just kind of, I call it blah. Like, I need to just blah for a minute.
Yeah.
It's not,
because
not be here, be somewhere else.
Yeah. Because your cup's empty, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And I read or listened to that studies show sometimes when you procrastinate doing the task, the paying the bills, the cleaning, you actually perform a little better when you've detached a little bit from your daily task. Reboots your whole mind, body, soul of just sort of being, like you said, blah. And, we get so caught up in, checking the statuses, and I do it, checking the Instagram post, checking for email, new messages, that we don't really unwind. What do you think? You think people really unwind when they're checking?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. What happens to the brain when you are always checking statuses or checking emails or checking?
I think it creates more arousal in a negative way for the brain. Yeah, because it's like, and I hope I'm not taking it off topic.
No, we're on self-care.
Cool. But it's like an ego thing. Like, I think it creates more stress and anxiety because social media, you're, in a way, consciously or unconsciously, creating an image of yourself for other people. And so the constant checking, seeing if you've got the likes, the messages, the comments, whatever, it's like, okay, are people seeing what I want them to see? Are people reacting, responding?
Yeah, good insight. So then you're so busy trying to get those likes that you're not really being and existing in the now.
Yeah, you're still working.
You're
working
still
on your image.
Ooh, that's good, Rachel. That's really good. Yeah. So if I'm working on an image that I'm trying to project, is that really caring for myself?
No.
How come?
Because you're not taking the time to disconnect and put everything down and just be in the moment with yourself.
Right. Very good. So So I like that side note because the social media, the email, the Instagrams, the snaps, all that can just sort of kind of weigh into your self-care time.
Mm-hmm.
And you're spending more time focusing on what you're projecting out to others.
Yes.
Versus just being and watching your birds or being outside looking at a tree. I mean, I think trees are very self-soothing to the body.
Yeah.
Trees are very self-soothing. And petting your dog.
Ooh, yeah. Animals are a good one.
Yeah.
So, a dog, a cat, whatever.
Mm-hmm. You ever just run your hand through you got a dog or a cat?
I don't personally.
Oh, you don't have one right now? Okay. You had one growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you did. Big dog?
Yeah.
What kind of dog?
Oh, just a mutt. Yeah.
That's okay. You had a little mutt?
Yeah.
What does his fur feel like?
Oh, it's real thick and long and soft.
Yeah. And so how come I would recommend petting your dog as self-care?
Gosh, I don't know the exact neuroscience behind it, but it does amazing things for the brain.
Mm-hmm.
It triggers those happy chemicals.
Right. You can look at your animal in the eyes and see a connection right away.
Yeah.
An unconditional regard, and you can hug them, and they sort of just love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Animals are just true unconditional love.
Yeah. So that's a good part of your self-care throughout your day is pet your animal, but really put the phone down and sort of be connected with your dog and feel the texture. And that's a part of you connecting and just sort of getting your cup full again too. And there's just, so much we can cover on self-care. And maybe sleep is something, we would want to discuss a little more too in another podcast. But
Sure.
Every day you need to go to bed. Here's some basics. Like, every day do you go to bed at the same time, Rachel? Like,
Pretty much, yeah.
Totally, right? Yeah. And what makes you do that, like, every day to go to bed at the same time?
It started out just knowing that I have to get up early, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in order to get enough sleep, I need to go to bed by this time. But now it's just like, I like the routine. It's expected. So
yeah. So you don't get too much sleep and you don't get too little sleep.
Right.
So average hours of sleep that will rejuvenate your body is around what? What would you say? For an adult?
I don't
6
know.
to 8?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, yeah. Yeah.
6 to 8.
That's what I get.
So, if your sleep cycle's messed up, we want to encourage our listeners and our clients when they're in here is like, you probably should just go ahead and reset your circadian rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Stay up for a whole 24 hours. A psychiatrist taught me this. He said,
"Oh wow,
I've
heard of this."
Yeah, cool. He says you want to reset your clock. And if you get jet lag too, it's a good thing. It's just you need to stay up the whole 24 hours and be completely exhausted, and the next day go to bed at the same time and start over.
Oh, okay.
And you can reset your biological clock that way. So
that's some good advice because it can be difficult getting back on track when you've gotten it off.
Yeah, or maybe you drank too much caffeine that day and you feel wiry, and you want to minimize the caffeine too as a self-care. I love some good coffee, but too much can get you put your body into that fight or flight and
get jittery.
Yeah,
totally.
And another part of self-care is, I would say, making good food choices.
Oh, yes. Spending some time and making yourself a meal. Yeah, that's a great way to do self-care.
Right. And I discourage, the processed foods, McDonald's and Wendy burgers. And I sort of tell people, that's just not part of a good, healthy diet. You're not getting the proper nutrients. You're getting all those, processed things and the genetically modified crap in your diet, and it slows the digestive system down. And you don't process it the same as you do if you get, you get you some broccoli. You get yourself, and I don't love broccoli. Let me tell you, I don't like broccoli.
I do.
She likes broccoli, but I don't like broccoli. Like salmon, fish, chicken. Whole foods are better for your mood. And you'll notice if you cut out the carbs and the processed crap, you actually can think better. I do. How about you?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And I always think about that, like age-old stereotypical saying, you are what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're running on fumes and you're also only consuming these processed, frozen,
bag of
fast
Doritos,
food, quick, things like, your lunch is Doritos and Mountain Dew every day, you're going to feel tired.
Oh,
right? Because, what do you think your hair, skin, nails, body is made of? Well, Doritos and Mountain Dew right now.
Or for me, some Hershey chocolate.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Right. Yeah. And you know what? That's not to say that you're not going to have some of that stuff.
Oh, you're going to eventually, yeah.
Yeah. It's a balance. So if, say, like for breakfast, you couldn't get some eggs, some protein in that morning breakfast, and you had like a sugary donut, well then, for dinner, have a piece of salmon or have a piece of grilled chicken. If you can't get it all day, at least one of your meals make it health food.
Yeah.
Most people can manage that, right? Like
I think so.
One meal.
I think so. And healthy food is more expensive.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
That's true.
So even if it's not all like organic, farm raised, cage free, just get a vegetable in there. So just baby steps,
Yeah. That's right. And even like if you did have to go through Wendy's, you can get their chili and a salad.
Yeah, they have good salads actually.
If you're going through Chick-fil-A, which is one of my clients' favorites, several of my clients' favorites, Chick-fil-A does offer the wraps. They have a fruit bowl now, Yeah. There's a lot of different choices on those menus that you can sort of steer away from the crap, which leaves you feeling like crap.
Yeah. Yeah. And even introducing just like a multivitamin. And kind of fill in the gaps where your diet's not getting you all the right nutrients. I think I'm all about multivitamins.
Yeah. Multivitamins, yeah. Supplements are good.
Yes.
Because it is very difficult to get it all in.
Mm-hmm.
And, like in West Virginia, isn't it like 80% of us are vitamin D deficient?
A huge percentage, yeah.
So incorporating, if you're not getting 15 minutes of daily sunlight, which right now you should be able to, you probably need to be taking a vitamin D supplement. That will affect your mood.
Yeah.
And how you feel and how you sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are sun deprived in West Virginia.
Which seems weird because it's so humid.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So we've covered several things about self-care, and, if our listeners have questions or want more, I hope they'll, email us. They can always interact with us on the YouTube site and write some nasty comments if you hate us. If you love us, you can always write some good comments and questions, and maybe some stuff that you would like us to cover, in our talks. What other thoughts, feelings do you have, Rachel, on self-care? And
I would love to hear what people listening do for self-care. I'm always looking for more ideas myself. So just because we're counselors doesn't mean we have all the answers, right?
We sure don't.
Mm-mm. So yeah, comment, share with us what you like to do to fill your cup.
Yeah, thanks for joining us with True Vine Talks with Linda and Rachel. We look forward to talking to you again.
Bye.
Bye.